You know that bone-deep exhaustion that makes blinking feel like a workout? That moment when you realize you've been running on fumes for so long, you forgot what it feels like to actually breathe? What if I told you there's a type of rest so profound, it doesn't just recharge you, it literally reboots your entire system? Like holding down the power button on your life and watching everything restart cleaner and clearer than before. Today, I'm sharing the ancient secret that's helped thousands rediscover what true rest actually feels like. Not the fake rest of scrolling until your eyes burn, but the kind that makes you feel like you just woke up from the most perfect sleep of your life, even in the middle of the day. Chapter 1. When your soul needs a reboot. Let me paint you a picture. You're exhausted, but not just tired, soul tired. The kind where you feel like you're carrying invisible weights that get heavier every day. Your mind races even when your body crashes. Sound familiar? Here's what's really happening. You're living in a world that's convinced you that rest is earned, not essential. That stopping means falling behind. That your worth is measured by your productivity, not your peace. But your nervous system is screaming for something different. It's begging for the kind of rest that doesn't come from collapsing on the couch with Netflix. It's crying out for the reset button that's been inside you all along. Think about the last time you felt truly, deeply rested. Not just not tired, but actually restored. Can't remember? You're not alone. Most people haven't experienced real rest in years, maybe decades. We've forgotten that rest isn't the absence of doing, it's the presence of being. And when you remember how to access it, everything changes. Here's the truth. Your exhaustion isn't a character flaw. Your racing mind isn't a weakness. You're not broken. You're just a human being who's forgotten how to truly rest. Coming up, I'll show you the simple practice that can transport you from overwhelmed to completely reset in just minutes, and why it works like magic for your nervous system. Chapter 2. The Ancient Reset Key. There's a breathing technique that's been quietly transforming lives for thousands of years. The 478 method refined by Dr. Andrew Weil, but its roots go back to ancient yogis who understood something we're just rediscovering. Your breath is the remote control for your entire nervous system. It works like this. Exhale completely through your mouth, making a whoosh sound. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. Exhale through your mouth for a count of 8, making a whoosh sound. This completes one cycle. Start with 4 cycles and work up to 8 as you become comfortable. This isn't just breathing. It's a conversation with your deepest self. Each cycle is like telling your overworked mind, you can stop now, you're safe. You can rest. The magic happens in that held breath. For 7 seconds, you're suspended between effort and ease. Your heart rate slows, your mind quiets. Your body remembers what peace feels like. People describe the feeling as profound, like someone turned off the noise machine in my head, as if I'd been holding my breath for years and finally remembered how to exhale. Like my nervous system just sighed with relief. Most remarkably, the reset deepens with practice. What starts as a moment of calm becomes a gateway to the kind of rest that changes everything: your sleep, your stress response, your entire relationship with being alive. One client told me, "It's like I found the reset button for my soul." Next, I'll reveal exactly what's happening in your brain during this practice and why it feels so profoundly healing that people often describe it as life-changing. Chapter 3. What happens when you truly rest? Let me tell you what real rest actually does to your brain and why it feels so transformative. When you practice this breathing pattern, you're not just calming down, you're activating your brain's cleanup crew. While you rest, your glymphatic system, think of it as your brain's janitor, starts washing away the mental clutter you've accumulated all day. All those stress hormones that have been marinating in your system, they start dissolving. The mental fog that makes everything feel harder, it begins to lift. The emotional residue from difficult conversations, overwhelming decisions, endless notifications, it gets processed and released. But here's where it gets beautiful. Your brain also starts consolidating memories, filing away what matters, and letting go of what doesn't. It's like having someone organize your mental closet while you sleep, except you're awake, and you can feel it happening. Ancient traditions understood this instinctively. They knew that certain ways of breathing could transport you to states of profound rest and clarity. Modern neuroscience has now proven what they always knew. Controlled breathing creates the exact brainwave patterns associated with deep restoration. This is why people often describe the experience as magical or life-changing. You're not just resting, you're giving your entire system permission to reset at the deepest level. The transformation isn't just mental, it's physical, emotional, and spiritual. People report feeling lighter, clearer, more like themselves than they have in years. Coming up next, I'll show you how to take this practice even deeper and turn it into your personal transformation tool. Plus, the secret to creating the perfect environment for profound rest. Chapter 4. Going Deeper. When reset becomes transformation. As you master the basic technique, something beautiful starts happening. What begins as a simple breathing exercise becomes a doorway to profound states of rest and renewal. The progressive release. Combine your 4-7-8 breathing with conscious relaxation. As you breathe, imagine releasing tension from every part of your body. Not just physical tension, but emotional and mental holding too. Start from the crown of your head and work down. I release the need to figure everything out. At your shoulders, I release the weight of other people's expectations. At your heart, I release the fear that I'm not doing enough. This isn't just relaxation, it's liberation. The sacred pause. Use this technique as a sacred pause in your day. Before difficult conversations, when anxiety rises, when you feel yourself spinning. Instead of reacting from stress, you return to your center. One mother told me she started using it before responding to her teenager's attitude. Instead of snapping back, I take 4 breaths. By the time I exhale that last whoosh, I'm responding as the parent I want to be, not the stressed out woman I was becoming. The sleep gateway practice. This lying in bed and watch it become a bridge to the most restorative sleep of your life. Your nervous system learns to associate the pattern with deep rest. Many people report falling asleep before completing their 4th cycle. But it's not just about falling asleep faster. It's about the quality of rest. People wake up feeling like they've been reset at a cellular level. The key is consistency. Your nervous system is learning a new language, the language of deep rest. The more you practice, the more fluent you become. Next, I'll share how to create the perfect environment that amplifies this technique's power. Simple changes that can double the depth of your reset experience. Chapter 5. Creating your reset sanctuary. Where you practice this technique can amplify its power. You're not just breathing, you're creating a sacred space for transformation. Temperature as medicine. Cool environments naturally support your nervous system's shift into rest mode. Your body temperature drops during deep rest, so working with this natural rhythm enhances the experience. If you can't control the room temperature, try placing something cool on your pulse points, wrists, temples, back of your neck. It signals to your entire system. It's time to rest now. Light as healer blue light keeps your nervous system alert and vigilant. But soft, warm light, especially the golden tones of sunset, tells your body it's safe to let go. Practice during the golden hour when possible, or create your own sunset with warm lighting. Some find that red-tinted lights create an almost womb-like feeling of safety and rest. Sound as sanctuary complete silence can sometimes make an anxious mind more vigilant. Instead, try gentle background sounds, rain, ocean waves, or even the low hum of a fan. These sounds create what researchers call auditory masking, allowing your nervous system to truly let go. Think of these elements not as requirements, but as invitations, ways to make your reset practice even more profound and healing. Coming up, I'll reveal what happens when this practice becomes a regular part of your life and why the transformation goes far beyond just feeling less tired. Chapter 6: When Rest Becomes Your Superpower. Here's what nobody tells you about deep rest: it's not just recovery, it's upgrading your entire operating system. Week by week, you'll notice changes that go far beyond feeling less tired. Week 1: the mental fog starts lifting. Decisions feel easier. You're less reactive to stress. Week 2 to 3: creativity flows more freely. Problems that felt overwhelming become manageable. You sleep more deeply. Week 4 plus: people start noticing. You're calmer in crisis, more present in conversations. There's a quality of peace about you that wasn't there before. This isn't just subjective. Brain scans show actual structural changes. Areas associated with stress shrink. Regions linked to emotional regulation strengthen. Your brain is literally rewiring itself for greater resilience and peace. But the most profound change is in your relationship with rest itself. You stop seeing it as something you have to earn and start experiencing it as your birthright. You remember that you're not a machine that needs to run at full capacity. You're a human being who needs rhythm, rest, and renewal. The transformation is cellular, emotional, and spiritual. You're not just learning a breathing technique. You're remembering how to be human. Bots mark. But what happens when the reset feels impossible? Next, I'll share how to overcome the most common obstacles and make this practice stick, even when life gets chaotic. Chapter 7: When the reset feels impossible. Even with the most powerful techniques, there are moments when deep rest feels impossible. Here's how to navigate the challenges and keep coming back to your reset. My mind won't stop racing. This is your nervous system's way of saying, I've been on high alert for so long, I forgot how to turn off. Don't fight the thoughts. Welcome them like old friends who've been waiting to be heard. Think of your mind like a snow globe that's been shaken. The 4-7-8 breathing isn't trying to stop the snow from falling. It's creating the stillness that lets it settle naturally. I can't hold my breath that long. Your breath is like a muscle that's been tight for years. Start where you are. If 4-7-8 feels impossible, try 2-3-4, or even 1-2-3. The ratio matters more than the duration. You're not performing, you're healing. I don't have time for this. This is grief speaking. Grief for the person you were before exhaustion became your normal. 2 minutes of reset can shift your entire day. You're not losing time, you're reclaiming your life. It feels too woo-woo for me. I get it. Think of it as neurological maintenance. You wouldn't skip servicing your car's engine. Why skip servicing your brain's most important recovery system? Nothing's happening. Deep rest often feels subtle at first, like watching a sunrise. You can't see it happening moment by moment, but suddenly everything is transformed. Track your sleep quality, your stress responses, your general sense of well-being over a week. Remember, this practice is an act of rebellion against a culture that profits from your exhaustion. Every time you choose deep rest, you're choosing yourself. Ready to start your transformation? Next, I'll walk you through your complete 7-day reset journey, the exact roadmap that's helped thousands rediscover what deep rest actually feels like. Chapter 8: Your 7-day reset journey. Ready to rediscover what deep rest feels like? Here's your gentle, transformative journey. Days 1 to 2. Remembering. Practice the 4-7-8 technique twice daily. Once in the morning to set your nervous system's tone, once in the evening to release the day. Start with just 4 cycles. Notice what you notice. How does your body feel different? What shifts in your mental state? You're not trying to achieve anything, you're remembering something you once knew. Days 3 to 4. Deepening. Continue your twice daily practice. Now experiment with using it as a reset button during your day. When stress rises, when overwhelm hits, when you feel disconnected from yourself, 4 breaths back to center. Notice how it feels to have a tool that's always available, as close as your next breath. Days 5 to 7. Integrating. If comfortable, extend to 6 to 8 cycles. But more importantly, start noticing how this practice ripples into the rest of your life. Are you sleeping differently? Responding to stress differently? Feeling more like yourself? Pay attention to those moments when you remember, oh, right, I can breathe. This is your nervous system learning a new way of being. Most people report a sense of coming home to themselves by day 4 to 5, like they've been living as a stranger in their own life and finally remembered who they really are. Finally, let me share what your life looks like on the other side of this transformation and why this simple practice might be the most important thing you ever learn. Chapter 9. The life that waits on the other side of rest. This technique isn't just about feeling less tired. It's about remembering who you are beneath the stress, the overwhelm, the constant doing. In a world that tells you rest is lazy, this practice whispers a different truth. Rest is sacred. Rest is how you remember you're human, not a productivity machine. Rest is how you connect with the part of yourself that exists beyond your to-do list. When you master this level of deep rest, everything changes. You stop running on adrenaline and start moving from a place of centered calm. Decisions feel clearer because you're not making them from panic. Relationships improve because you're present, not just physically there, but emotionally available. The problems that used to send you spiraling become manageable challenges. The anxiety that once felt overwhelming becomes information you can work with. The exhaustion that felt permanent becomes a memory of who you used to be before you remembered how to truly rest. This practice connects you to something larger, to thousands of years of human wisdom about the breath as a bridge between your doing and your being. Every time you complete a cycle, you're joining an ancient lineage of people who understood that rest isn't the opposite of productivity. It's the foundation of a meaningful life. The reset button has been inside you all along. It's as close as your next breath, as available as your willingness to pause and remember. You are not your stress. You're not your exhaustion. You're not your endless to-do list. You are a human being who deserves to rest deeply, to breathe freely, to exist peacefully in your own skin. Try the 4-7-8 technique tonight. Let yourself sink into the kind of rest that doesn't just recharge your batteries. It reminds you who you were before the world convinced you that being tired was normal. Your nervous system has been waiting for this moment. Your soul has been waiting for this rest. Ready to transform your relationship with rest forever? Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. The reset starts now. Welcome home.